doing. They're still trying to do that to this day.
They're
by the way,
still trying to do it, but they're not successful at it because they can't rule it.
Yeah,
they can't rule TikTok. They don't know TikTok.
Yeah.
They're old now.
Yeah,
all the old heads trying to do all that, keep them in the dark and da da da. No.
The information is out there. Not to interject my own thing, but I literally was on the phone the other day with my partner, and I told him, I said, bro, every time I get down to my last dollar, that's when something special happened.
Yep.
Every single time I've got down to my last, something special happens. And so to see you in that situation, it's like that's the same thing. So when they put you in that valley, like it's nowhere to go but up.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Dang, okay.
It was bad. It was bad. Mentally, it was bad. Yeah. But creatively, no one saw me going through anything because I didn't wear it on my sleeve. So when I tell them, hey, you know I was broke while we was making this album, like to the young producers and writers that were around me, no way. I'm like, no.
It gets your mind going, put you in a special place, put you in such a special place. But wait, did any of the songs come from that place?
Black Roses, second verse.
Yeah.
What else? Love Loss. But a lot of energy went into making sure Trey became what he needed to become. Yeah. So it wasn't necessarily songwriting and pour it into it as much as it was focus on him. Yeah. Gotta take care of that. You focus on this. Yeah. So it was more so that in helping to build his career.
Got you. Okay. All right. So getting back to After Trey, because I mean, he obviously became a megastar. I think at the moment he was the biggest R&B artist, put out one of the most legendary albums of all time, honestly, of all time. And so where do you go from there?
Now it's just time to do it again.
Yeah.
Got the ready.
Yeah.
And then executives start coming in the studio suggesting stuff.
Yeah.
I don't say any names. starting to make up album titles. And I'm like...
People start putting their hand in the pot.
I'm like, come on now.
Their suggestions in the pot. It's too many cooks in the kitchen.
Fourth album did do well. However, because I had Bottoms Up, they had Love Faces, they had Can't Be Friends. But the title, I never liked the title. And the title came from an executive that had no business naming the album. Yeah. But then it's the fifth album. And by this time... You know, Trey is a little bit more vocal. He's a little bit more hands-on.
Right, he's Trey now.
Yes. And so he names that album Chapter 5. I didn't particularly like that name either. But whatever.
Right.
And that album had, let's see, Simply Amazing. No, it had Heart Attack. It had Two Reasons, Heart Attack, Dive In.
Yeah, Dive In was big.
So so we're going.
How do you manage that relationship between an artist that you took from infancy into now they're a star? It's like how do you? That's a hard role to play. Like what would your advice be to the business side people out there, the executives who are dealing with somebody who has a lot of emotion? You know, what do you tell them when it comes time to make those decisions?
Well, the important thing is it's just like, a child. As a parent, you raise your child to be independent. But when they tap into their independency, the parent is usually the first affected. Damn. Be your own man. Be your own man. Think for yourself. Yeah. But you need to be a leader. You don't need to be a follower.
And then once they become that leader, you like, Dad, what's up?
Yeah, you be like trying to tell them. So in this case, Trey's a star now. He has ideas, and I taught him how to use his creativity and trust his gut and all these things. So I cannot, even if I don't like it, I can't. No, you know what I mean. If it's not going to work, he's going to have to see for himself.
Right.
So that's where it became a little hard to. No, don't. You taught him how to be himself, and this is what he wants to do. Whether you like it or not, you have to follow his lead. He followed yours. Now you have to follow.
Had to follow theirs. Yeah.
So for the most part, that's what started to happen. I had to trust him, and I had to. It's his career at the end of the day.
Right.
Even whatever we do, he's the one that's got to be the face of it.
Right. Yeah. I always tell people it's like, as an executive, your career is going to last a very long time. So you never want to put yourself in a position where you're ruling over an artist's career because that's their career. That's not your career. Even they signed to you, you're their manager, whatever the case may be, it is not your career.
Yep.
It's the artist's career. You know what I mean? And so with that being said, it's like you have to allow them to make their decisions because at the end of the day, you don't want to be to blame for what happened in their career.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Because they sure will blame you.
They will blame you for sure.
Okay.
All right, so Troy, let me ask you this. You've songwritten, produced for some of the greatest. You've developed and made some of the greatest artists. At what point did you decide, because I pay close attention, at what point did you decide, you know what, I need to start giving back game to the rest of the people?
Man, listen, I've been doing that the whole time.
Wow, okay.
I never stopped doing that.
Yeah.
Never stopped doing that. From producers to writers to artists. As I moved up in my career, I always gave them that knowledge because it wasn't fair for record executive expecting artists, writers, and producers to know how to do stuff, but you don't ever teach them. Then you hold them accountable for what they don't know.
Right.
How are they going to learn if you don't teach them?
Right. I mean that's part of the game. It's like
no, that's not fair.
You're never gonna teach something. You're never gonna teach somebody something that you're profiting off of. It profits you to keep them ignorant.
No.
If I'm in their position, that's how they see it.
See, that's the old school.
That's my point. That's what they were
old school
doing.
Mentality, and I never even in my era, I never believed that.
That's what they were doing. They're still trying to do that to this day, by the way.
They're still trying to do it, but they're not successful at it because they can't rule it.
Yeah.
They can't rule TikTok. They don't know TikTok.
Yeah.
They're old now.
Yeah.
All the old heads trying to do all that, keep them in the dark and da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
No.
The information is out there.
I was the producer, writer, executive that got in trouble for telling the artist too much.
Damn.
And to me, I didn't feel like it was telling them too much. I felt like if I expect them to be this certain type of artist, I need to tell them how to be this certain type of artist, not withhold information,
right?
Expecting them to do it. And then when they don't do it, I'm mad because they didn't know to do it when I could have told them.
Yeah.
Everything from finance to points to everything. Listen, the relationship, we hear this all the time. The relationship is everything. Mm-hmm. So with that mentality, that's breaking the relationship because once the artist finds out, hey, you didn't tell me.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, if you would have known, you would have left me. Maybe I wouldn't have left you. I would have stayed with you for telling me.
Right.
So you don't know.
Yeah.
Me, I was like, if you're going to leave me, you were going to leave me anyway.
Right.
So here's the information. If you use it against me, you're doing me a favor. Please show me who you are now. Yeah. So that was my mentality. But a lot of people used to be like, oh, Troy, you're giving away too much. Even now, my TTU Gems.
Yeah.
Yo, man, don't you know you can get paid for that, man? With all that knowledge you giving? Yeah. Like you can get paid for that. And I still can. What are you talking about?
You still can. I mean, the more you give, the more you get. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so what made you start content wise online? Because I catch a lot of it.
Oh man. So from the era that I'm at, from the era I'm from, when they didn't know you, that's the perfect position to be the biggest star because no one knows you and the label can make who they want you to be. Yeah. Well, now today, if they don't know you, that's a bad thing.
Yeah, you can't be a star.
Right. Because they don't know who you are. Their brain goes, who's that? I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, next.
And so now it's like, I realized I'm the OG now. Mm-hmm. I never had a problem with proving myself. I transcended different generations of music, 3 to be exact, because I've been doing this 32 years. So I've watched the music change and I had to change with it. Yeah. So I watched the industry change and I had to change with it. Mm-hmm. But because I maintained the relationship with the artists, with the writers and the producers, the only thing I had to deal with is the old heads who were stuck in their own ways. Yeah. Because the writers and the producers and artists, they felt we can be ourselves around Troy. He doesn't judge us. He's not like the old heads who would talk down to us. Yeah. So I never did that because I was an artist producer. I was a writer producer. I was a, you know what I mean? Like, right. I was for the.
You were a part of the people.
Yes. Yeah. So I transcended very well, but then it's like, okay, TikTok, Instagram, but then it was like, wait, we don't have credits anymore. Remember, I grew up on credits.
Yeah, looking at the credits.
if I tell them who I am and what I've done on Instagram or TikTok, that will be the same as me sitting in front of the speakers, looking at the album credits, and realizing, oh,
this is who I need to talk to.
So I didn't have a problem with proving myself again.
Yeah,
and I think that's a lot. That's the biggest thing that my generation, I have to say, they feel like, what? You know how big I was in the 90s? Was. Yeah, no, you're not. They don't care. I did this. I did such and such. My mom that you listen to that. They don't care. They don't care. Yeah. So I felt like, that's respectful. That's cool. Yeah. When I was coming up, the New Jack Swing was just coming in. And I remember all the executives and musicians back then was saying that this music is it's like whack. Yeah. It's distorted. The kick and snares distorted. Like it's dirty. It's grimy. You need to clean that up in the mix. It's like, no, it's supposed to be, that's the sound. Yeah. So they told us that wasn't music back then. So now here I am an OG. How am I going to tell this generation what's not music or what? No. Okay. I don't like the fact there are no bridges in R&B. Mm-hmm. That's okay. So here's my thing. I'll go along with you. And then I'll slip this in. Yeah. Yo, what's that?
Right.
And then you'll be, yo, keep that.
Because now you're doing something quote unquote new, but no, this is really the way that we did it. Yeah. But to you, this is some new phenomenon. Like, oh, they ain't doing this.
It's the way you go about it.
Yeah.
And I never make them feel like what they're doing is not right or not good or not bad because I don't do it.
Right.
I just listen to them. When they get stuck or they get to a point where they're tapped out, then it's like, why don't you try this? Now, technically, that's what it is. Yeah. But I make it seem like it's new.
Right.
And they hear it and they love it. And so I just change with the times. And I think that was my biggest thing. So getting on social media and changing my brand on how I deliver information. I talk regular. Mm-hmm. The industry has a way of saying everything but nothing at the same time. There's a certain talk that they use. I never did that. So when I do my TTU Gems, I say exactly what you mean is.
Yeah.
And they get it.
They understand it.
They understand it to the point where now I literally go out to eat somewhere, literally, and people are like, yo, OG, nah, man, I mess with you on them gems, yo.
Yeah.
But that's what it's supposed to be.
Right.
And they respect it and they love it. And I'm getting the best of the up and comings.
Right. They know who you are and they're coming to you. They're finding you. You're attracting your audience is what you're doing. You know what I mean? I always tell people content is what you need to build trust. Yep. That's what content is. Like if they don't, like you said, if they don't know you, they're going to go next person. But, I've seen his videos. Yep. And, that cuts both ways because sometimes people, they're not trustworthy, but some people are. They're very much like, and they gain that trust through content. Yep. You know what I mean? So it's a beautiful thing you're doing, giving them the gems. So real quick before we get out of here, I can't get out of here without talking specifically to the songwriters because you are their dream 3 times. You know what I mean? Like you live 3 times what they're dreaming about right now. So specifically to the songwriters, these new songwriters, in this day and age where there aren't artist development at labels, that's normally how they would go through the door. Yes. It's like, okay, I can find this A&R and I can write for them to help develop this artist. But now that's gone. All the artists are at home recording on a mic in the living room. So how as a songwriter do I make my way?
Okay, that's easy. That's real easy. So, all right, so when I was coming up, you don't play your music because you don't want nobody to steal it. Make sure you copyright it. Well, unfortunately, social media, if they want to steal it, they're going to steal it. Whether it's copywritten or not. But no one knows who you are until you show them, play them your music. So you're on Instagram hitting me up talking about you're a songwriter and I go to your page and there's no songs on your page. That's bad. Yeah. Because now I don't know how good you are. Right. I'm not giving you my email so that you can send me a folder of bad songs. Right. Show me who you are on your page. There are people that are listening to your stuff and you don't know it. If you're a songwriter, up and coming producer, put your music, your singing, your rapping on your page. It should be about that more so than the pictures you take.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, the content would have built a trust. If you would have hit Troy and said, I'm a songwriter, and he went to your page and heard the songs, now he trusts that you are who you say you are. You know what I mean? So like, if you're not putting that content out there, nobody will ever believe, oh, I'm a songwriter. I can't believe you. Yep. I don't see anything on here that says, speaks to you being a songwriter. Okay, just hear me out here. Mm-hmm. So boom, I'm a songwriter. Mm-hmm. I'm putting my songs out there. Mm-hmm. You know, and maybe my content is doing really well, but it's still, you know, maybe I guess what is my next step? Like, damn, I'm putting the songs out. The content is doing great. People are getting to know me, but I'm not trying to be an artist. How do I get these songs to people who I want to get them to?
Well, you know, the funny thing is, the artist who's a writer that's not led by the artist. Okay, let me say that again. The artist who's a writer that is not led by the artist in them is the smart one. What do I mean? When you come into a room and you say you're an artist, there's a certain guard that goes up on everybody because it's like, yeah, so is everybody. When you come in as a writer and you play your music, everything it's like, ooh, they feel like they can comment, blah, 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 because being an artist is a sensitive thing. Everybody don't want to say anything or whatever. But when you're a writer, you press play, but you're really an artist. Who's that? Who's that singing on the song? Right. Oh, that's me. Dude, you dope. Right. Or girl, you dope. You an artist? I mean, yeah. So you ain't got your own music? Oh yeah, I do. But you know, if whatever comes first. Right. See, that makes people like, oh, so that means if you do a dope song, you're not going to keep it for yourself as an artist. Let's hear more. Right. But if you come in as an artist playing some dope songs, they're going to automatically think, oh, that's for you, right? Yeah. They're not going to even want to ask, can they have it? Because they assume you're going to keep it for yourself. Right. So I have a little strategic thing that I've been doing that has gotten people in the door, just being disguised as the writer. Songwriter, yeah. And your vocals and your music's going to make people go, who's that? Right. And then you're going to go, that's me. And they're going to go, you're an artist? And you're going to say, yes. And they're going to like, why you ain't, da-da-da-da. And you can say, I mean, if you got something for me. Right. If the opportunity presents itself, you got something. Yeah, give me a deal. I mean, let me know. Like, so, and at that point, egos come in the room. Oh, for sure. Who's your attorney? Yeah. You know what I mean? But if you lead as an artist, it's like, oh yeah, everybody's an artist. Yeah, you got a demo, don't you? I'm sure you do. Like, play some of your music. Oh, well. So I just have a real different thinking on that, and I've been able to help create some dope artists, introducing them through their writing. Damn. Hack. 2022 hack right there. All right. So before we get out of here, I need a top 5 from you. And obviously we dealing with you. So I want... Top 5 what? Top 5 songs you wrote or produced. Top 5? Oh. Yeah, that you could have wrote it, produced it, composed it. Okay, so top 5, not in this order, but Can't Be Friends is going to be one of them. Okay, that's still my ringtone. Okay, that's still my ringtone. Sing, but I wanted to go there. Let's see. Sweet Lady. Yeah, classic. Let's see. Top 5, because I'm being picky. Top 5. Another one is going to be definitely. Say a lot of them are gonna be Trey. Okay. But I'll say this. I did a remake for Whitney called First Noel. That was a big part of my career working with her. Then I'm gonna say, this one song I did that people don't really know too much about with Aretha Franklin, and me and Mary J. Blige wrote it for her. Wow. So I'm actually going to put that as a one of my contents. It's called Holding On. And so I did the song with Mary. And then Mary at that point had reunited with Puff. So Mary didn't use the song. Right. I was working with Aretha Franklin at the time. So I asked Mary if I could play this for Aretha. And Mary was like, what? Aretha heard it. And so Aretha cut it, but she kept Mary on the background. So that's going to be one of my big congratulations. Super. So that's a big monumental song that I've done in my career, to have the queen and the queen of hip hop R&B on the one record.
That's
Crazy.
a big top 5.
Yes.
That's a big top 5. And I love that you didn't go by sales or anything like that. What meant the most to you.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Man.
Yep.
So listen, Troy Taylor, I really appreciate you coming through, man.
Thank you for having me.
I really hope that the audience learned a lot about business as well as just how to maneuver in this industry, because 30 plus years in this industry, you have to be a master maneuver. You have to be able to deal with so many things. I'm sure you done put up with so much BS. And still putting up with so much BS in this game, and you kept going. You were successful at every level, every stage of this business. So I congratulate you.
Thank you.
And I thank you for coming on the Real Industry Plugs. Y'all clap it up, man. Troy Taylor.
Thank you.
Real Industry Plugs, man.
Thank you.
We'll see y'all next week, man.
Yes.
Troy, thank you, man.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.